first off, I have a gun. I'm not going to tell people that it is not, you should not own a gun. If you are owning your gun for protection, that's fine. Make sure you know how to use it, make sure you know how to store it, understand your gun laws
In your state.
and in your state and make sure you follow them. You should be going to the gun range and practicing your shooting. This is not a toy. This is actually something to protect you. And that's all it's for. That's all it's for, is for protection.
You are now listening to Resolve Dispute with your host Black Thor and Sweet Pea. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's going on, mama?
Hey, son, what's up, baby?
Not much, We just rolling on with these podcasts. We on the 5th episode. Hey, that's crazy.
No, I know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really enjoying it. So I hope the listeners are having as much fun as we are, because I'm
Oh,
actually
definitely.
enjoying doing it. It's actually pretty cool.
So what you got going on?
Nothing much, just a little cleanup in my life. Just moving forward with everything that's going on. And I had a conversation with your brother the other day, and we were talking about some things. And I think I figured I would share with you and our listeners out there. We were talking about knowing your position. In this
Oh,
world, in this world, and I know a lot of people are not going to agree with this, but this is my truth. You are either going to be the user or you're going to be the usee in your life. This is just, in my opinion, this is just fact. This is just fact. Either you're the person being used or you're the person using someone. We must know the role that we're playing at the time, number one, and then we must play our position, number
mm,
two. Now, when I say play your position, first off, remember we got to go back to having that moral fiber. You got to know who you are, what you are, when your cutting point is saying no more, I can no longer do this, and stand your ground. So, when you're at the point where you are the UZ, where somebody's using you, you got to know you're being used. You got to know that that's what's happening.
exactly.
And you got to know how far you're willing to go in that situation. Do not compromise yourself. Do not compromise yourself. I know a lot of people believe like, no, I ain't never been used before. Lie. You're lying to yourself. You've been used. And guess what? You use other people. So when you are the user, you have to again check your moral compass and make sure you're not hurting people. Don't hurt people. If you're getting what you need and that person is willing to give, then everybody's okay. If you're overtaking and you're hurting somebody, be strong enough to walk away. So for me, it's just rolling it back around to my own situation, knowing my position, knowing my role, knowing what I was doing and what I wasn't doing, and being able to come full circle with that and accept my position that I was playing at the time, and then respect the position that I'm in right now.
Okay. You get deep on the house topics, on the house
Right.
cleanup. I see
Mm.
you.
Well,
I
I just had to go there because we've
see
done we've done, like you said, 5 podcasts, and they all intertwine with one another. Even if you can't see it right now, the bigger picture is this is all about life. This is all about love, and it's all about you. Protect yourself.
Exactly.
Protect your brand. Protect your
Exactly.
house.
Exactly. It's funny because people would ask me like, "So what your podcast is about?" I'm like, "It's about life." And they're like, "Oh, no,
Mhm.
no, no, no." Like, well, like, what's your stick? What's your genre? What's your gig? I'm like, it's about life.
It's about life. It's about life.
Talk
Every
about
day
life.
we live it. We live it.
You know what I'm saying? This is a social and culture podcast. That's all it is. It's social and culture. That's all it is. If I
Yeah.
had to put it in a stick or in a genre, social and culture. That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, WrestleMania weekend starts
Yeah. Yeah.
today. So I can't wait. I'm sipping on some Smoke Wagon.
Okay. Okay.
It's a good bourbon. Damn good bourbon. It's based out of Las Vegas.
Woo, Vegas, baby. Well, I went back to my old staple red wine here.
Feeling fine all the time, baby. All the
Mhm.
time. And you definitely know we
Makes
got
me
that water.
happy.
We gotta have the water on deck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
A bro.
Brewski bro. And back to our cleanup though. I can't forget I was supposed to listen to the Biggie Small song.
Ah.
And so it reminded me of that. And I actually did listen to it. And now let me be honest with you. The reason that was not a song that's stuck with me is because my boy Biggie got a little indignant in that song. There's a lot of bitch and hoe calling them here. And that's not who I am. We don't do that. I'm more of a Queen Latifah. Who you calling the bitch? So that doesn't work for me. But I did hear the lyrics. And yes, sir, my brother went there. RuPaul. He would rather have RuPaul than Escape. So, okay. That's fact. I will not dispute it. It's resolved.
Oh man, that song was funny as ever. It is still
It was
funny.
funny. It was funny. He said a lot of stuff in there.
He definitely did. If whenever you get the time, listen to Nicki Minaj's version, because I went back and listened to Nicki Minaj's version.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't appreciate it at the time when it came out because I'm like, who does she think she is? Jack and Biggie stuff. She actually killed it. She actually killed it. She actually killed it.
You're giving me more homework.
Because just of what she had said and how these rappers played out and how their careers turned the way they turned and everything else. Like Young Thug was a rapper who liked to wear dresses. He expressed himself and stuff like that. He said, I would give Young Thug some coochie, but the last time I caught him, he was in my dressing room, still in my dresses and shit. I was tired.
Well, Fat. Fat.
So, it just snowballed. Like she like, I will get Drake some coochie because he be sentimental and shit, but I don't want to be crying on my shit.
I mean, it's those who claim to be hard that you find out is really soft as bread, man. You're like, what the hell? Are you some Wonder Bread up in here? I thought you
Oh man. And
you was the hard on the outside and I'm soft and mushy on the inside. What the fuck?
And to end all housekeeping topics, we are officially on Apple Podcasts now and iHeart. Okay. So if you enjoy listening to your podcast on Apple Podcasts, or if you enjoy listening to iHeart Radio, you can find us on there. Just type in Resolve Dispute or go to the Resolve Dispute Instagram page, click on the link in the bio, and we right there ready for you guys. Don't hate.
There we go.
Don't hate. And don't wait. Just click. Just click on it. Let's put your headphones in and just take a ride with us. We got you back.
And provide that feedback. Provide that feedback. Talk to us. Talk to us.
Yes, put it in the comments. Definitely put it in the comments. Hell, send me a DM. Boom, like, hey, we want more Sweet B. Shut up, boy. Okay.
No. We in this together. Thick as thieves. We in this together.
So, as you can see over Sweet B Lovely's head, we talking about protecting the children. this
Mhm.
podcast, all right? And the only reason why we're talking about this because we had another mass shooting inside of our schools. This is
Yep.
crazy. This is crazy.
Yep.
I don't like where this is going. I never liked it where it was going. You know, people should have learned from the Columbine. We should have stopped it then. But
Yep.
it's keep happening over and over and over and over
Well,
and over. And like
just a
go ahead. Go ahead.
just a few statistics here. Each day, 12 children die from gun violence in America, and another 32 are shot or injured.
Mm,
Um, Guns are the leading cause of death amongst American children and teens.
mm,
Since Columbine in 1999, there have been 338,000 students in the United States that have experienced some type of gun violence at school.
mm.
So, when we're looking at the statistics here, you got to know that there's a problem. Now, first off, I have a gun. I'm not going to tell people that you should not own a gun. If you are owning your gun for protection, that's fine. Make sure you know how to use it, make sure you know how to store it, understand your gun laws in your state
In your state.
and in your state and make sure you follow them. You should be going to the gun range and practicing your shooting. This is not a toy. This is actually something to protect you. And that's all it's for. That's all it's for, is for protection. But if you are one of those people who have guns laying around, or you have long guns, or all these military style guns laying around, and you have your children at home and you are not talking to them about these things, shame on you. Because this is where in my opinion, the problem lies. But I'm gonna let you go ahead and do your thing over there, Blackthorn. Don't want to steal your glory.
You ain't stealing my story. You just had to read all some statistics. I was gonna let you do that, because I knew you was gonna come with that. Once I
Yep,
told you what the topic was, I knew you were gonna
absolutely.
come with some straight statistics. So I was gonna let you deal with that part. But I'm gonna be real. I was uh I was out having a lunch with with a good friend, teacher
Hmm.
friend, and we were sitting there having our lunch and look up at the TVs, we see this Nashville situation.
Yeah.
She knows what I'm going to school for. Because like I said, she's a teacher.
Yeah.
And she's like, how that makes you feel? I'm like, it gets me sick down to my stomach. Because I know that all the large corporations have protocols in place when it's an active shooter inside the area, but our schools don't. There is not a national school protocol for an active shooter, and that pisses me off. We
Yeah.
have it for our airports, we have it for our banks, we have it for our stadiums for when people are watching football, baseball, soccer, basketball, but we don't have it for where our children, the future, is at. And it pisses me off. They started doing this protocol back not with 9/11. Don't you think that they should have implemented this protocol with our schools? No, they haven't. And it's only certain schools, and it's always schools in the South that have these protocols in place. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm talking about the deep South. I'm not talking about Tennessee South. I'm talking about the deep,
Yeah.
deep South. That they
Okay.
have protocols in place where if an active shooter's in there, they shooting down smoke You know what I'm saying? They locking the
Yeah,
Sally ports. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They ready. They ready. And the teachers are packing. The teachers are carrying. So it's 9 out of 10. If the police don't get them, the teacher gonna get you if you come down the door, and that's just how it is, right? And this should have all been handled with the Columbine, like how we handle everything with 9/11, we and let the whole world know, like, hey, y'all got us this time, you ain't gonna get us again. This should have been handled with the Columbine. It definitely should have been handled, but it have not. It just been swept under the rug. Like, oh, what a tragedy! What a tragedy! They chalking it up to mental illness or sickness or just a person having a bad day or whatever it may be. No. And then you had the Texas shooting that happened
yeah,
in Texas, where
yeah,
they took the bomb, took the robot to go kill the man, to stack the C4 on it and blew it up, and he killed him. Right? They should have learned then. Even though that didn't have a happen in a school, it was still a mass shooting.
yeah,
It was a mass shooting, and the only
yeah.
reason why I brought that up is if you watch the footage from the Tennessee shooting, she was he was hanging
Right.
out the window shooting at police officers from the second
Yep.
floor. So he was attempting to kill officers as well
Officers. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
after killing 6 people inside the school, but looking for the pastor's daughter.
Hmm.
It's crazy to me. Crazy.
Well, well, I mean, I I believe what you're saying is true. Like there needs to be a national response in how we handle things of this nature. But I also believe that, you know, this is a person to person type problem. So you're going to put something in place for a reaction to the problem. I'm more concerned with how do we prevent this from happening, period. Like, you know, a lot of people want to say it's a mental thing, and I want you to help me with the acronyms here because I'm not good with them. But the
You can.
LGBTQ plus, hopefully I got them all right.
I hope you got them
Community.
right too, because I can't help
And and trust me, that's not a joke. I really truly believe that people have a right to be who they are and who they want to be. So I really want to respect everyone within that acronym because they should be. Do not
exactly.
blame do
100%.
not blame them. Go ahead.
No, I agree with you 100%. And the only reason why I laughed and said that I can't help her is because I don't know.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
goalpost, it's just always something. The goalpost is moving, is moving, is moving. And I'm sorry, I'm not finna keep update with what you got going on when I got a lot of stuff going on in my life.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write because I'm sitting at my desk, right? So I'm gonna write myself a little note and I'm gonna put it up, post it on one of these monitors. So when I have to say it again, I'll get it right if I didn't get it right this time.
And I apologize, and I will apologize if I mispronounced you or misgendered you or anything like that. That's not where it's coming from. It's coming from a
That's not,
place of
yeah,
love. Don't blame,
exactly.
don't blame my mom. Don't blame my heart because this is coming from a right place. All right.
Exactly. Exactly. But, and my thing is don't blame that community for the issues that's going on with this child. Because I've seen that. I've seen that they want to blame the fact that this person was trying to transition or was in a transitional period or didn't know what acronym they should be, and so that's the reason that this has happened. It is not. Stop lying. Stop using things like this for your own political and personal agenda. That's not what we're doing here. Not today. We won't. Understand this because I am a firm believer of at home. Listen, as a parent, you know your child. As a parent, You know what you have in your home. There was no way that this child should, because that child can't purchase a gun. That I believe he was too young. So where
No,
did it come from?
he was 28.
He was 28. Oh, okay.
He
Okay.
was 28.
Okay. So my thing is you know your child. If in that case, you know your child. As a parent, how are you not talking to your child and knowing that this is a problem? This is a potential problem. This is a problem. What they're going through, how they feel. You know that something is wrong. You cannot not know.
Well,
And if you don't know, go ahead.
he sent the manifesto to his best friend.
Yep.
His best friend sent the concerns to the police.
Mhm.
They didn't get back to him. They didn't get back to the best friend until the shooting started.
But the question becomes, did the best friend send it to the parents? You know, see, because
don't know that.
you know, me and you just went through this whole situation with something else in our personal lives where we were asked the question by your brother, should he share something about someone that he knows with someone else? And you and I both gave him the same advice. If it was our mom, she would want to know. Because if there's something that's going on with you guys that I don't know about it and somebody else had that information, you better call me. You better call me and let me know what's happening. That if I'm too busy with whatever that I got going on in my personal life, or too busy with work that I'm not paying attention, because we all do that sometimes. Sometimes we don't pay attention.
We don't. We got a
So
lot.
if I'm
Us in America, we got a lot going on. Inflation is high. You got to take out a second mortgage on eggs. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. So if you wasn't there and you wasn't present as a parent to understand that this was happening, something is wrong. Someone should have been able to stop this person from going through with that. Having these guns, I understand. Like I said, I am licensed to carry because conceal and carry. I do have a weapon to protect myself in my home. So I'm not saying that is not what you should have. You should be able to protect yourself. You should be able to carry a gun if you are respectful of that weapon. If you are not respectful of that weapon, if you are trying to carry, these long guns and these AR-15s that were designed to kill multiple people. They are designed to kill multiple people quickly. Something's wrong here, where these things are now so readily available that anybody can get it. That's a problem. That's all I'm saying.
Well, those long guns are considered pistols. So that's the reason why everybody can get them.
They should not be considered pistol.
I'm just being honest.
I'm just saying they shouldn't. A pistol to me is
a handgun.
a handgun, a 38 millimeter, 9 millimeter, 22. Handguns. Handguns.
I'm gonna say it. I'm on the opposite.
I know you are.
I'm on the opposite.
We talked about this before. I know you are. Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite. I'm not gonna tell people that these guns should be be available for everybody else. I feel like they should be. It's part of your Second Amendment right. You have the right to bear arms. However you see fit, right? Because when you go to LA, you live in LA, you live in New York, any place where it's high crime, Florida, they're not coming at you with handguns. They're coming at you with Dracos. These are the same assault rifles that they're coming at you with. So whatever you feel like you need to protect yourself with, go get it. Go get it. But lock it up. Be responsible. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Absolutely. Being responsible is key here. Being responsible is definitely key.
it's definitely key, right? And
Know your
we
gun
have,
laws. Know what you need to do to lock your gun safely. I have 2 gun safes, you know, and I live alone.
I have 2 guns safe, one in my car and one in my house.
You
That should
know?
tell you don't fuck with me. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I'm not worried about when I'm out, because the equalizer is always there.
Well, I'm not an alcoholic, but if I'm not going to work or school or whatever, and I'm out and about, and I'm not bourbon hunting, I'm out and about. 9 out of 10, I'm meeting up with somebody. We going to the bar and we gonna catch
Yeah,
up,
and
and
it
we
needs to
gonna.
be locked up.
It needs to be locked
Yeah,
up. So I
yeah,
gotta have
yeah.
one in the car for safety,
Oh,
for
for sure.
law, legal reasons. Legal reasons it
Legal
needs to be locked up.
know
You know
your
what I'm
gun
saying?
laws in your state. This is key. And so, to be able to get this type of weapon and to have, the mental issues that this person had, a lot of times these things are happening with children who are not able to even purchase guns. Very rarely is somebody who is uh able to actually go out and buy a gun themselves. So we have to look at that. We have to look at where we are in a society and us owning these weapons as the parents.
But in my state where I'm at, when I have to go buy my weapon, I legitimately had to check a box to say if do I have any mental problems? Do they need to contact
Yeah,
doctors and stuff like that?
I had to
Uh,
do the same thing. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
But
they
here's the
are on
thing,
the form. They are on the forms. You know what I'm saying?
but here's the funny part about that. When I purchased my gun, you had to register your weapon. The registration of that gun had to be in your name, the serial number and everything had to be
Yes.
in your name,
Yes. Yes.
but I bought mine in Illinois. So it's like the laws were different than it is now, even though they do have it in your name and the serial numbers can be tracked back to you. There's no registration here where I live for your gun. You don't need a license. I had to have a gun license when I first purchased my weapon. I don't need that now.
Oh well, where I'm from, you need to have a gun license, and if you don't want to get a gun license, you get a license to purchase.
Yeah, none of that was necessary here. None of that was necessary. When I went I had to renew my concealed carry because I had let it I didn't renew it when I was supposed to, so it expired. So I had to renew my concealed carry. And I was looking up, do I need to get a license, here? Because since my concealed carry had expired, I had to go through the whole process all over again. And I was like, no, you don't need a license. You can go and purchase your brand new gun right now. We don't care. Without even had a concealed carry, you can go purchase a brand new gun. Long as you pass the background check. That's all they do is a background check.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes those background checks do, stop you up. Hell, if you got a warrant out for your arrest because you got a parking ticket, you ain't getting the damn gun. You know
Well,
what I'm
but see,
saying?
but see, but that's the problem. But that's the problem where somebody like me can go and purchase a gun because I have a good background. And somebody said, well, why don't you was able to get your gun, go buy me one. Now that's illegal, but how many people out here doing that?
But that goes back to morals.
The truth.
That goes back to morals right there. Because
Hmm.
if you know that you got a good background, you got a good job, you're providing for your family, and somebody can hang $500 in front of your face and say,
Yep.
"Hey, I give you $500 if you go get that Glock for me.
Yeah.
I give you $500 if you go get that AR for me. I give you $500 to go get whatever that Draco for me." And you do it because of extra $500, and you know that you can get that $500 if you work 2 overtime shifts. maybe
Right.
three.
It's like it's not even worth it. You know, you don't sell yourself short. That's number one. That $500 won't do it for me. You're gonna have to cut better than that. But I'm not gonna do it anyway. But you damn sure ain't gonna get it for 500.
But you know that's what they doing. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
You
But and
know.
then I'm in the store recently to purchase new ammunition because I've been back at the gun range practicing lately. So I went in to get me some more ammunition, and I'm listening to this person behind the counter having a conversation with the purchaser. And so he was saying that he was not able to purchase another gun right now because he had just gotten 15. So now the state is saying, why are you buying so many? And the person that was in the store told him, send it to your neighbor's house.
So the gun merchant is telling him to do things illegally. And I mean, you know, that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
That's a thing. Because I'm over a certain limit myself for my state.
Hmm.
And they didn't even pass my first hand yet. So I don't understand why I'm over a certain limit. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is, right? So I'm spacing it out before I go make out with my next purchase because
Right.
I'm up to maybe three. Yeah, three. I'm up to three. And I got a letter in the mail saying, hey, why you have so many? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Like, what are you doing?
And I'm like,
Red
wait.
flag, red flag.
And that's
And I'm
exactly
trying to
what it
figure out
is.
how he got, I'm trying to figure out how he got to 15. I don't even know. I'm like, how did you get to But they're long guns, so
Yeah,
hunting rifles.
yeah.
And
And I don't have a hunting
when
license. And they brought that up in the letter saying you don't have a
yeah,
hunting license. So why you have this? Why you have that? And
yeah.
I'm like, I literally sent them my stuff for schooling. And I got the okay to purchase more because of what I was going to school for. But I just thought it was weird that was happening. So I talked to a buddy of mine that that does guns, that's in law enforcement and everything else, and he was like, "Yeah, that's normal. If they
It
feel
is
like
normal.
feel
Yeah.
like if you purchase at a rapid pace." And he was like, "When did you buy your first one?" And I told him what date I bought it. He like, "When you buy your second one?" And I told him what date I bought it. But when I bought my second one, I bought a shotgun along with it. And he was like,
Hmm.
"That's the reason why
That's the why. Yep. That's why.
you
That's
bought two
why.
in one purchase." So
Yep.
that's the reason why they that got considered a red flag. So they wanted to know why. That's the only reason
Yep.
why. So you good?
Yeah, and I'm not upset about the questions. Like I think that you should. I think that we should have some kind of stopgap there to say, all right, what are you doing? Slow down. We're watching you. And then if everything checks out, let the person move forward with whatever it is that they want to do. Because again, as you said, it is your Second Amendment right. But now when something like this happens where somebody is going into a school and you're harming people because you can't use your words,
You know,
that's go ahead.
some states they have a 30-day waiting period before you can get the weapon.
Oh
And
yeah, I know.
I believe all states should have a 30-day waiting period.
A cool down period. Yeah, I've had my weapon for a while, and when I bought it, there was a cool down period, and I had to wait. I ordered it, and I went to the store to pick it up. They did my background check, and everything checked out, but I still had to wait 30 days before I could go back and pick it up. I'm going to be purchasing me another weapon, a smaller one, shortly.
A little
And so it's
EDC,
like, get out of my business,
a
dude.
little
Get out of my
EDC. I
business.
see you. I
Get out
see
of my
you. A little
business.
EDC. Okay, all right. Well, you
You
gotta
know,
tell me what that when that's gun talk right there. I'm gonna give you a smaller one. That's an EDC. You know what I'm saying?
you know, thing is that for me, I know it's not a problem. I know it will not be an issue. But again, I live alone. I didn't have a weapon. Well, I did. I did have a weapon when y'all was smaller, but you guys never knew that.
No, we did not. And
And
I wish I kept it like that for my kids, because when they see me go
yeah,
put mine on it,
yeah, yeah. It was because it was all about protection, and that's what it always have been about, protecting our home, protecting our children. It wasn't about to actually go out there and harm anybody. And so there's this thing, right, called a mouth, and I want people to understand this. When you're younger, we teach you the alphabet so that you can learn how to speak words. You even take an English class so you can learn how to string those words into a sentence and take those sentences and make them into a paragraph. If someone is doing something to you that you do not want them to do, this is what you're supposed to be using. Pulling out a gun to go and kill people, innocent people on top of that. It's not the answer. It's not the answer.
you know, I agree with you with that 100%, right? And we do got to protect our kids. But don't you think that we get into a point where we trumping people's rights by saying we want to take away the ARs? Because that's not going to stop the bad guys from getting the ARs.
I'm not gonna say that it's taking away people's rights, because if it's a band, it's a band. And if you get caught with one, then you're gonna do the time. So bad actors is always going to do what they want to do and figure out a way. That's for sure. We've known that since the test of time. But putting laws out there to curb that enthusiasm and enforcing them is the way to go. Because too many people are getting hurt. Even if all the people who own ARs and not using them in a bad way, if they all got together, they couldn't even stop the people who's using them in a bad way, because that's not who they are.
You
Because
know,
that's not what you're here for. But okay, go ahead.
I feel like this is just me personally. This is what I feel like.
Mhm.
It starts with the system.
Okay.
We need to look at the school systems and saying, hey, we going up here, we talking about these curriculums and what our kids are going through, what they learning and everything else. We need to talk about, how are you going to prevent the next school shooter? That's what the parents need
Sweetheart,
to do.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I went to college to become an educator. My educational background was a secondary education, math major, school teacher. And one of the reasons that I did not teach is because I did my student teaching at one of, I would say, the worst high schools on the south side of Chicago. And these students were in that school being horrible. I mean, I really felt like if I went to teach in that school, that I couldn't control myself, because I wanted to take one of them across my knee and spank their little ass. Like, who are you talking to? And so my problem with what you're saying is this: children learn more from at home in their surroundings than they do at school. And I hate to say it, but it's true. You learn more from the people around you and in your own home than what you learn at school.
But I feel like even from the left or the right,
Mhm.
that they're tired of seeing that these kids are being innocent kids in faculty getting killed in school shootings. The Republicans are tired of it. The Democrats are tired of it. That's just what I'm seeing. So
Yeah,
if
I agree. I agree.
and if the parents are in these schools talking to the school systems saying, "Hey, we want to ban this lecture being taught in schools. We want to ban this. We want to ban transgenders. We want to ban this. We want to ban CRT. We want to ban this. We want to ban that." We need to be talking about how the fuck we going to stop these school shooters coming into our school. What are you doing to prevent these school shooters coming into the schools? Because this is not helping them.
I agree. Well, first off, my on that topic, nothing should be banned in school, in my opinion. Where you're talking about you don't want your children to learn about sex education, shame on you. Because some of the parents who don't want their children to learn about sex education, you're not teaching them. You're not teaching them at home.
Your kids are teen parents.
And they're teen parents. So shame on you. Somebody needs to teach them. Where you're talking about you don't want the children to learn about, Black history in school because now, we got little Susie over here afraid that she's the reason that slavery happened. Not on your life. There is no 8, 9, 10-year-old child believing that they're the reason that slavery happened. They wouldn't even allow.
I will have to rebuttal with you with that. There are some kids. There are some white kids. There are some white kids that feel like their ancestors are the reason why.
Ancestors, not them. I said they believe that they are the reason that slavery happened. I didn't say their ancestors. I said them.
But that's their parents over there just putting words
lying.
in their mouth.
They're lying. They're
putting
lying.
words in their kids'
Stop
mouths.
lying on your babies. Stop lying on your babies. Your babies are not having no complex because they think that they're the reason that my great-great-great-granddaddy was in slavery because I wasn't even alive then because I don't even know who the man was. So why you want to sit here and say,
To be honest with you, the younger Black people were like, yeah, that happened, but that shit ain't happening now. We'll just let you try it now.
Right. So that's why we need to teach it to move forward. It's not going backwards. It's moving forward. It's making sure that we don't make the same mistakes that was made back then. If you just wipe it out and say that it never happened, the same mistakes are coming up over and over and over again. Hence George Floyd. Hence Breonna Taylor, where people are now being killed because their rights have been trampled on like it was back then. So it's like, stop doing this. Stop trying to ban books. Stop trying to talk about, because I have 2 moms or I have 2 dads. We don't want to talk about that in school.
Well,
you don't have to talk about that in school because we see it. We see that little Tommy has 2 dads, and we see that little Erica got 2 moms. It's not the traditional family. So why are you trying to say that these things are not worth talking about? When nothing is the same, everything is different. And as our world continue to change, we have to change and adapt to it. It's not saying that it's okay. It's not giving the ideal that, and when I say it's not saying that it's okay, I'm saying it's not the ideal of people being hurt because of the changes is okay. So let me rephrase that. I'm not saying that it's okay for the people to be hurt by the changes, but we have to understand the changes. And the more we talk about it, the more we understand.
Okay. You know what? I give you that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we still got to figure out a fucking protocol.
Agreed.
We have to.
Something has to be in place. And you want to know why I agree with you that something has to be in place? Because the world is divided just like you and I are divided right now. So we're not going to have a true answer at this very moment. So because
Yes.
we don't have an answer to the problem, we got to stick a Band-Aid on it to stop the bleeding. We got to stop
Yes.
the bleeding.
We gotta let the
So I
people
agree with
know.
you.
We gotta let the people know that if you coming up into these schools and you gonna come up in here and shoot up our babies, you're not. That's not gonna happen.
It's not. It's
We,
right. Agreed. Agreed.
you're gonna be stopped at the front door. There is no going to be any casualties, but possibly yours. That's what we need to
Well,
be said. You know
I'm
what I'm
gonna,
saying?
I'm going to go take another step back. And even though there were 6 casualties at this Nashville shooting, I do believe that the police officers reacted in a good way.
They did a phenomenal job.
I believe they did react well to that. Yeah.
I watched the body cam footage because
Yeah.
that's I was that's all I wanted
That's
to
your
listen.
thing. That's
You
your
know what I'm
thing.
saying? I watched the body cam footage and I saw them how they cleared every last room until they heard shootings, and then once they heard the shooting, they went straight to the gun hearing. They went straight to the fire, and once they went straight
Yeah.
to the fire, they like rifle first, because she had AR, and he was like, "All right, bet on the rifle, I'm going forward." He went straight up the hall. He saw her shooting out the window.
Yeah.
Took him down. I know I misgender at that second, but he took him down.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
mean,
once he
we
took
got,
him
and
down,
again, that's the problem. As we stated before, this was a person that was either transitioning. I'm not sure if they were transitioning, but they were their pronoun was in limbo.
yeah, it really was. It really was. Even the news media was like, I apologize, and I apologize as well.
Yeah.
But they took him down, and they painted this cop as a hero. And I know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I know if I was in that situation, I get the call, 6 down, possibly more. You got to be the one to take them. And I take them out, and they say, "Hey, you a hero." I'm gonna tell them no. I
Right.
did my job that day.
Yeah.
That's all I did. I did my job.
And now I must seek therapy in order to understand exactly what happened and why I did it. Although I know what happened and it was for the greater good, I still took a life. So
Exactly.
that's the other side that I don't think that people are dealing with. When these people are taking these lives, and some of them turn around and shoot themselves, or they get shot by a police officer, or they wind up going to jail and doing time in jail. There is some mental issues that you have to deal with.
You
Everyone
definitely have to deal
involved.
with it.
Everyone involved. So that was one of the things that was asked when I was getting my new concealed carry, when I was renewing my license. And I was in a class, and he asked me, he was like, "So are you trying to tell me that you will be willing to kill somebody? Are you really serious in the fact that if it really boiled down to it, that you could pull that trigger and you could take somebody's life?" And I paused and I looked him dead in the eye. And I told him, I said, "If it's my life or theirs,
You gotta
absolutely I
go.
would."
They gotta go. They gotta
And
go.
now, in saying that, I know that even if I'm so serious about my own safety that I'm willing to do that, I still got to deal with the aftermath. There's still some things that got to be dealt with afterwards.
Hey, look. That's why you get USCCA.
Oh, well, I got that.
You
But then I
you
also want my therapy. I want my therapy.
you get USCCA. You get you some good health insurance. You
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. But that's besides the point, right? But nah, you got to take care of yourself, right? This all this is about taking care of yourself, right, and protecting our children, right? So when you deal with all this mass shooting and everything else, and we trying to prevent these mass shootings from happening, and I don't think it's going to be. This is not the last. This, you know what I'm saying? It was just another mass shooting not too long ago. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shortly
Mhm.
after this, um, it's not going to be the last one. It's definitely not. But
You know, our world is escalating into violence,
it
and
definitely is. And it's
and
because people
yeah,
not really wanting to understand nor hear one another.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
exactly what it is, right?
And that's why I'm saying you have a mouth. It's okay for us not to agree. We should be able to agree to disagree. And you can still go home at night, and so can I.
Exactly.
You're not going to always be on the same page as the next person, the person next to you. You don't know who these people really are, even though you may feel like they are a friend, but they still have things that's deep within their psyche that you may not understand. And I'm
You
gonna be
know,
honest with you. I'm gonna be 110% honest with you. I choose friends that are totally different than me. I want them to be different than I am because I want to be able to learn. I want them to be able to learn from me. And I want there to be a mutual respect, even when we disagree.
mm, you know, back when my mom was growing up, a little bit of part of when I was growing up, I could scrap with a motherfucker. We could become friends after.
Right.
Pick each other up, the fight. Let's go to the store and get some chips. And we talk about the fight.
Yeah.
And we become friends off that fight. Nowadays that's not a thing.
It's
I
not.
get in a fight with that person, I beat him up, he come back to school the next day. Ah,
He had a gun. He had a gun. Or the child doesn't like what the teacher says to him and come back to shoot the teacher.
you know, you know, I saw that situation happen and unfold as well too.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
she's rightfully so right to sue the school system because they
Mhm.
failed her in that situation.
Yes.
I truly feel like it, you know.
Absolutely.
But metal detectors is not going to stop guns coming into school.
Metal detectors, I mean, we already know that.
You know what I'm
Metal
saying?
detectors is only going to do so much. Listen, bad actors are going to get what they want in the school, regardless of what we put in place. That's number one. You know, that story, "Lean on Me,"
Yep.
was a true story.
Yep.
That movie, that was a true movie. That was a true story, and most people don't really. They think it was, just a movie with, know an actor playing his part, but it was at that shit actually happened. The principal actually locked down the school
Yep.
to protect his students who were good students from the bad ones. And sometimes you gotta be able to do that. And I know that, how do you determine good from bad? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. But at some point we gotta understand that we have kids in class that are going to be disruptors, and you have kids in class that are there to learn. And where you don't want to separate them, when it gets to this point where the ones who want to disrupt the class is not coming to school with guns, how do you protect the other one?
It's gonna be very
Something's got to
hard.
something's got to change. Something's
It's
got to
going.
change.
It's definitely gonna be hard, and it's crazy that me and you talking about this, right? Because it ain't nothing me and you can really do, right? It's not me and you
Nothing.
really do.
Not a damn thing, unfortunately.
Right?
we can come here and talk till we fucking blow in the face. You know, and it's still not gonna change a damn thing, but go ahead.
But we just hope that somebody with some power, somebody
Listen.
in some board that's listening to what me and you are saying, they can take this and hope that we're going to protect the future of our kids. Because
Agreed.
that's what we need. They are the future. We don't need somebody coming in with ARs, 9mm, grenades, bazookas, whatever the fuck they're going to use to harm these children. Because that's not what they on this earth to do. They on this earth to be able to provide for themselves, their future, their family, become doctors, lawyers, whatever the fuck they want to be.
But and that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like you don't know how many of these students who were destined to be something so much greater than being talked at as a statistic of someone who died in the school shooting. What we're missing. We are missing so much from the potential of these students who have died.
Right? You know, my son, before I started this podcast, he goes, Dada, podcast, here. And I'm like, here what? And he handed me his toy. He wanted his toy to be on a podcast and make a feature. So his toy was Pluto.
Okay.
He wanted me to put him on a podcast, and I told him like he's gonna make a feature on the podcast. I'm like, so Pluto, here you go. This is your time
Here
to
you
shine.
go. All right, all right. Shout out Pluto. Shout out.
But that's what you want from your kids, right? And that's what you want to protect. You want to protect the innocence.
The innocence of it all. You know, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that was my whole thing when you guys was growing up. You know, again, these podcasts they kind of run into the same, back to the same thing. You know, family, love, honesty, respect. You know, knowing your children, knowing the type of person that you want to raise and productive adult that you want out here in the world. Um, it's amazing to me how sometimes we forget what's important. You know, so many things that we believe are important is so not important. You know, it's that small mind, it's helping it grow, helping it become the next whatever they want to be. And how do we get them there? And if they have to worry about being shot in a classroom, if they have to worry about what do I do if there's an active shooter? I didn't have to worry about active shooters until I got into the business world and they start doing that in corporate America.
Mm.
I didn't have to worry about active shooters in high school. I didn't have to worry about it in grammar school. That was not even a thing.
You know, we was doing tornado drills.
Right.
We weren't doing active shooter drills. And that's the difference
Ex-
between the generations. They doing
Exactly.
active shooter drills, they doing tornado drills, they doing hurricane drills, whatever it is.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? And that sucks. Just know
It
that
really sucks.
it's just a possibility to know that you gotta send your kids to school every day. And it could be somebody that's gonna come in there and say, you know what? Fuck this. They've been bullying me for this long. Everybody got to die.
Everybody gotta go. Everybody gotta go. That's a
And
reality.
that's a huge reality that
That's
parents
a
are
reality.
facing right now. And it sucks. It sucks like
And we
crazy.
we
And
gotta
our
facilitate the change.
and our higher ups are arguing over gun rights and everything else. And that's not
They're
what
not. Wait, I wish. I'm gonna be 110% honest with you. I wish they were arguing about gun rights. I wish that was the front thing on the table right now. is that you're arguing about gun rights and how do we fix this problem instead of how somebody decided that they wanted to pay off a goddamn prostitute. That's what we're arguing about right now,
Oh Lord.
which is sad as fuck.
Oh Lord.
Which is sad as fuck. I'm just gonna say it. That's what they're arguing about. And I don't give a fuck about that.
Oh
What
Lord.
that man
Oh,
did or
Lord.
did not do with his raggedy ass penis don't mean nothing to me. Sorry.
Man. Oh man. Oh man. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. Oh man, that's funny.
See, do not ask me to be on a podcast
That is funny.
and then set me up like that. That's all I'm saying. Don't set me up like that because you know I'm gonna say what I need to say.
Oh man. Go ahead, finish. Finish going on. Go ahead.
I'm done. I digress. I said what I needed to say. Just like I didn't give a shit about, the other one and his blue dress issue. I don't care about this one and his payoff. And Clinton and Monica Lewinsky.
I did not have sexual relations. Let me stop.
Relations with that woman. No, I didn't have the dress.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, he
Listen.
didn't lie. He didn't lie though. He is always. Why we talk about that on later podcast?
The semantics. Don't get into semantics here. Mind your business, son. Mind your slow it down. Slow it down.
We get into a later podcast on that.
Right. But no, seriously.
This is about protecting the children, not making the children. This is about protecting.
Exactly. I wish that this was really the topic of discussion, though. I wish that the politicians out there was trying to figure this out. They're not. They're not trying to figure this out. They're too busy trying to figure out how to line their pockets. You putting out t-shirts out there. I support whomever. Calling for people to say he needs help. He needs help. Go to blah blah blah.com. And because I'm not gonna say that shit for nobody to go there. Fuck that. I ain't that damn stupid. No. Go there and help him. He needs help with his legal fees. He's paying more in legal fees than anybody else has paid in for their candidacy to run for office. Guess why? Guess why he's paying more in legal fees? He's doing illegal shit. So if you really want to make a difference, politicians, you making all this money out there, you're the ones who can stop all of this shit from happening. Really do what's right here. Our children are dying. Stop all this fucking stupidity that you guys got going on out there and actually do some shit that matters. Save some people.
Exactly. Stop worrying about the TikToks. Stop worrying about, whatever the bullshit y'all got going on with the Donald Trump situation and everything else. Throw it out the window. Let's come together and let's protect our children. Because everything that y'all got going on right now don't mean a damn thing.
Nothing.
If we keep having these people
Who's
coming inside
be able to
these
vote
schools.
You in the office next time? If all 10 die.
Say that again.
If all of the children die, who's going to be able to vote them in? Who?
You need to knock it off. Let's hunker down and let's figure out something, because they are the future. They are the fucking future. Okay, protect them. You didn't have to worry about this in your generation. I saw a TikTok where a teacher was saying that they had a bucket inside of the classroom just in case if an active shooter goes off, they be able to shit in the bucket, piss in the bucket. And the people was upset that he was showing that content on TikTok about them having a bucket to piss and shit in. He was like, you should be mad at the fact that this bucket exists and I'm with him. That bucket should not fucking exist.
Not it exists. Why you sitting there being mad at me? But now here is someone, I forgot who his name is, but there is someone who created a blackboard, or it's actually a whiteboard. And what it is, this whiteboard, you can actually use it in the classroom and actually do work on it and everything. It functions like every other whiteboard, but it is bulletproof. And if an active shooter comes in that room, they can take this board and they can partition off a section of the room and get all the kids and everybody in there behind it and lock it down where this person cannot find them or get in there. He was an architect. Him and his wife designed it.
And that's crazy. You got people out here designing things for the school system to use, and they screaming they don't have the budget to use it.
Yep.
We
Find
need
the
to
money.
start- we
Find
need
the money.
the politicians need to figure out how to find the fucking money to send these products, because there's plenty of more products. Let's sit here and ramble off for another 35 minutes on all the products that these good people are making to protect these children that the politicians will not fucking fund. Find the money, figure
Find
it
the
the
money.
fuck out. Stop giving yourselves all these bullshit ass raises that you guys don't fucking deserve in the first
Hello.
and
Hello.
use that to fund these fucking kids so they can be protected in their household, in their schools, so they can be grow up and become productive citizens in this world instead of fucking dying in
Yeah.
a mass school shooting that you could have stopped. That is it for this
Agreed.
podcast. That is it. Me and Sweet B love the fact that you guys listen, and we appreciate you guys if you comment down below, share this podcast with your friends, and tell us how we did, good, bad, or different. All right. Anything else you got to say, Mom?
No, I'm it. That's it for me. You know, you have shut down the show. Drop the mic, fucker. It's all good.
But that is it for this podcast. See you on the next one. Much love.
Thank you for listening to Resolve Dispute with your host Black Thor and Sweet Bee. Don't forget to download and follow the podcast so you can be notified when the next episode drops.